Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, this is Lithium017 from my channel Nintendo Collecting 101, bringing you a special top 10 video of my favorite home console main series Mario games. And when I say main series Mario games, we're only talking about 11 of them, so yes, one of them got cut. So we're talking about Mario 1, Mario 2, The Lost Levels, 3, World, Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Galaxy, Galaxy 2, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii U. So we're only talking about those 11 games. Mario is older than I am. He's been around since 1985 and actually earlier than that. I don't consider the games like Mario RPG or Paper Mario or Mario Tennis. None of those are on this list. There's just 11 to consider. And the first one that I'm going to talk about, I am not a fan of. But again, this is my list. This is just what I think. If you get angry at me, don't get angry at me. This is my own personal list of my top 10 favorite Mario games. So let's start with the one that I'll leave out of the list. Some of you might be able to guess what this is. But just for the main reason that this game was actually never supposed to be a Mario game. I don't care what other people say, but this game, Super Mario Bros. 2, when it came out, it was actually supposed to be Doki Doki Panic, and in Japan, they obviously just redid it, and they released it over here. So the game was Doki Doki Panic, and I could never really get into the game. I just can't stand how it plays and controls in comparison to the other Mario games. It's not a bad game, it's actually a decent game. It gave us Birdo, it gave us all these different characters that we wouldn't normally have in the Mushroom Kingdom because it was so different. You had 4 playable characters that were all different because they were mapped from the Doki Doki Panic characters. It was a very different game, great different gameplay, but I just couldn't get over how different it was and how you had to go through portals. I'm not a fan of it. So this is my number 11 game. This game is also partially the reason why Luigi's so much taller than Mario. It's a great game, but these are just not meant to be in Mario, in my opinion. It's a Doki Doki Panic game, so for that reason, I'm just not excited about it. And on top of that, is Birdo a guy or a girl? So let's try and find Birdo in here. I'm sure it's one of these, and I remember seeing it on the next page. There's Birdo. He serves as a means of transportation in the world of dreams. So Birdo is actually who you ride on, and they made a mistake because the other Birdo, the real Birdo that we know of him, is not named Birdo. He's named Ostro. And look what it actually says. He thinks he is a girl and he spits eggs from his mouth. He'd rather be called Birdetta. Yes, in the Nintendo game, Birdo is a girl. Fantastic stuff. So this is my number 11 game. It takes place in a different kingdom. Subcon. There's Wart as a boss. I'm just not a fan. For all of you that love this game, I'm sorry. It's a good game. To me, it's just not a Mario game because it was never built from the ground up to be a Mario game. And for that reason, it's not even on my list, but I had to discuss it. Now, number 10. Unfortunately, I was never actually able to play what was called Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels, or just Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan. When I saw this game come out, Super Mario All-Stars, I was really excited. I didn't own it, but my friends did. So it obviously came out with several of the games in a compilation, and the actual box I do have, and that looks something like this. Exact same. Oh, yeah, it's the exact same. So that game you see right there, that's not it. It's the Lost Levels over here. The back's the exact same as the little pamphlet that I have. And here's the cartridge as well. So the game, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, it's incredibly difficult. Is it an actual Mario game? Is it unique? I'm not really sure. So let's take a look at the manual. Let's take a look at how much interesting stuff. This is in the Super Mario All-Stars and the Super Mario World manual. I have the original manual too, but it's just not something that I really would look into, because look, oh, this one has more. So we can put that one down. on top of that, for any reason whatsoever, because I'm a Mario fan, I have that one as well. So let's take a look at the manual. Let's see how different the Lost Levels really is. And you go and you try and find where the Lost Levels takes place. This is it. This is the Lost Levels, and it's a combined story. It's a combined story together with the original Mario, which just shows how it's not completely its own game. So what do I have to say about this game? Well, the first thing you can say about it is that the Japanese were right. This game is incredibly difficult. If you persist and you actually learn how to run through the levels as fast as possible, then you can probably beat the game in roughly an hour, and you can speedrun it, which is kind of cool. The 8 main worlds aren't all there is. There's actually more worlds after that. There's worlds A through D. That kept the game interesting and very, very challenging, actually. The addition of Luigi with a different control style is one of the best new features. No level select added to the game's challenge, and every stage required a keen sense of observation, I'd say, and careful control over the plumber. You definitely need to know what you were doing with Luigi, and you definitely need to know what you're doing with Mario this time. They controlled a little different. The thing that holds this game back is not its difficulty, but its lack of ingenuity in advancing the series and feeling too much like an expansion to the original Super Mario Bros. Than anything else. So that's why this is the last game on my list, number 10, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. Number 9. Not a huge surprise. This one, we were just talking about it a little bit. Super Mario Bros. 1. Now, this game is fantastic. It started the series. How could this be number 9? Well, I'll tell you why. I want to be very clear that the next 8 games are absolutely fantastic. All 9 games, really. And you could make an argument for every one of them to be the first best Mario game. This is all down to your own opinion. Possibly, these are some of the best games ever. Obviously, you see here, it comes with Duck Hunt. I got this version, and I actually had it on with the actual console. It came in the box. It had everything with it. It was really, really cool. I loved it. It's great. I didn't get that growing up, though. I got that now. So, number 9 is Super Mario Bros. Simply because of its lack of depth that many of the other Mario titles possess. The roots of the main Mario games, they're all here. There's different levels. There's secret rooms. There's power-ups. There's warp pipes. There's boss fights. There's so much going on. And then, after all of that, there's saving the princess. This game laid the foundation for Mario, and I genuinely feel bad to have it so low on the list. I think it could be higher, but while it helped to define the NES, and the NES was the console to have in the 80s, it also helped save the entire video game market. Super Mario Bros. 1 lacks the depth that the other games have on this list, and therefore, to me, this game, it just falls short. Sorry, all you fans. I love it. I love speedrunning through it. I love how it can come with Duck Hunt, or it can not come with Duck Hunt. Anyways, great game. Fantastic. Sorry it's so low on the list. Next up. Might be a little surprise, but that music, that's right. This is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Now, this game is fantastic. It's really fun. It brought a whole lot of new stuff to the Mario universe just because it was multiplayer and cooperative. Yes, you could use the Wii Remote. You could fling the Wii Remote to kind of shake and move a little bit higher. It's a really cool game. But I really do think this is probably one of my favorite games of 2009. I 100% completed the game on my own as well as with friends. The game feels like a true sequel to Mario Bros. 3, I'd say. And there's many power-ups, and my favorites are obviously the penguin suit and the propeller suit. But the ability to play with friends in co-op mode for the first time was just incredible. So that was just fantastic. Changed the game. I found myself constantly amazed at how you could actually use the ideas from the past and incorporate them with the future. Some moving environments. You could use the controller to actually move around the environment a little bit with some platforms. I think Nintendo did a great job of incorporating 3D aspects into their 2D platformer. The ability to wall jump was welcome as well, I'd think, and the triple jump and a spin that I was talking about with the controller, those allowed you to go slightly further distance by shaking the Wii Remote. When played alone, the game is incredibly challenging. And it really, you know, feels difficult in some parts, but when you put in multiplayer, that's when it really picks up. It can become a huge competitive, like a competition basically between all of you, but it can also just stay fun and you can try and beat the levels together. So when play with friends, it's just, I would call it blissful frustration. It's a 2D Mario platform on a home console that was over a decade in the making. Thank you, Nintendo, for bringing the roots back and for making another home console platforming Mario game. It was great. And it's number 8 on my list of my favorite Mario games. Number 7. Super Mario Sunshine. I love this game. This game's fantastic. When I got my GameCube, and eventually I got Super Mario Sunshine, I thought I was going to expect a sequel to Super Mario 64. If you remember E3, way back when, they showed Mario 128, all these different Marios, kind of foreshadowing what the next Mario game could be. We didn't get that, but what we did get was a fantastic addition to the platforming Mario adventure, with bright, vibrant, pastel color scheme. There was expansive worlds. There was tight controls. If you could see past the look of a water pack in a Mario game, then you could definitely come to love it. Flood was a cool addition to the game. I thought he brought additional abilities that really just added to the adventure. There was something really fun and cool about being able to hover in midair as Mario and blast up to platforms which were once out of reach. You could never really have those superpowers quite like in this game. Mario has the most superpowers, I would say, in this game with Flood. And there's Flood right there. There was the ability to slide around in water on the ground. If you shot a bit in front of yourself, you could run and slide on it, and that was really cool and quick. There was a doppelganger in this game, very, very popular in many, many games. There was an excessive amount of coins, though, to collect in the game. So there was a lot of red coins, usually 2 stars per level of red coins. And then on top of that, there was 100 coins per world, and then there was 240 blue coins. It was ridiculous. There's this doppelganger, and there's Flood. And there's some of the Pianta family and the Nokis. Am I pronouncing that right? I sure hope so. So the coins kind of ruined it for me. But I do think the hub world could be one of the best in a video game. It's awesome. It's fantastic. The levels are each amazing for their atmosphere, design, uniqueness, which includes, I think there's a roller coaster park, there's a beach, there's a hotel, there's one with giant trees and mushrooms, there's a boat port, there's a mountainside, and a grass windmill world. I hope that's all of them. These worlds were really big compared to the small worlds in Super Mario 64, but there were only 7 of them. So ultimately, I think the controls, they felt a little tight, and there were just too many frustrating stars. And it made replaying the game, I think, a little less fun, especially those 240 blue coins, which whenever I replay the game, I just never end up getting all 240 of them. There's a lot. Look at all these moves. Crazy moves. Wall jumping, awesome. So I think this game just needs to be experienced and appreciated due to its scenery and its platforming prowess. It's definitely one of my favorite games, but it's not on the top of my list because so many of the Mario games are my favorite games of all time. So that's why Super Mario Sunshine is a little low on the list. It's number 7, not because of difficulty, just because it doesn't quite fit in with the others, and the controls are just a little too sloppy, and the coin collecting was just so ridiculous. But I commend them for doing something different, and that's why it's my number 7. Next, number 6. New Super Mario Bros. Wii U. Now this game, or just New Super Mario Bros. U, I hear you fanboys, I hear you. I pronounced it wrong, that's fine, that's fine. So this one was a 2D platformer, which feels like a throwback to the SNES Mario games, just like New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Again, you can use multiplayer. There's some new suit. Well, there's a new suit at least. The propeller suit and the penguin suit are in this game as well, if you go deep enough, far into it. Sure, this is Mario in HD for the first time, and yes, the levels look amazing. They look awesome. There's one with Starry Starry Night, or it just looks fantastic. It looks really, really good. They did a great job. But the levels were also really well designed, and they were challenging. The Flying Squirrel suit is one of the best Mario suits ever invented, I would say. One of my favorites. A 5th player can use the gamepad while you're playing to be either a hindrance or a helping hand. The manual looks a little plain, but it's got so many different items on it. Really neat stuff, but too simple. Too simple, Nintendo. Make it cooler, I think. Now, you can do video recordings in this of your, best plays. You could actually do replays and presents. There was actually, I think, there was a super guide as well in case you were just, not doing well. There's the 5-player action we were talking about, which is the first Mario game, I think, with 5 people. I'm not positive about that, but that's incredible. It's a lot of people. There was so many modes, like Coin Battle, there was Boost Rush, there was Challenge Mode, there was an expansive world, which was great. Now, this world map was actually interconnected, just like Mario World. And I'm really happy they did it. It's cool, but you can actually use cannons to get all around the world as well. But the whole world looks really fantastic. It was well done. Spoilers, but not really, because these are actually just in the manual, so I wouldn't consider these spoilers. But, warning, I'm showing you all the worlds. Whoops. Now, I really liked the 1-Up Rally. I thought 1-Up Rally was just my favorite. It was really cool. And then on top of that, there was just added depth, because there was so much more you could do in this game. There was Nabbit, there was 94 exits, there was the fantastic suits, there was the challenges. I just keep coming back for more, and the fact that you could just play this on your gamepad wherever you wanted was incredible. People have said it lacks innovation, but why fix something as perfect as Mario in a 2D adventure with many new bells and whistles? Many new bells and whistles. That just makes me terrible. Alright, let's move on. Alright, now we're getting really into it. We're only down to the top 5. At number 5. Super Mario Galaxy. Holy crap, when I played this game, it was phenomenal. I was wondering, where do you go from Super Mario Sunshine? Where do you go from Super Mario 64? This is where you go, the Galaxy space. I thought for the Wii U that might be called Super Mario Universe. I was really thinking they might do a trilogy. Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2, Galaxy 3 on the Wii, but they didn't. But, oh my god, love this game, and it's only number 5. Hold on, I hear you. I hear you. It's only number 5. So much going on in this that was done so well. They walked you into the game really well by kind of leading you into it and getting you used to controlling Mario. Yes, you could be 2 players, but the second player was just shooting star bits. It wasn't that phenomenal. I raced to 60 stars the first time I played this game. I defeated Bowser, then I collected the remaining stars, and spoilers, then I got the 121st star. This game felt like a true successor, I think, to Super Mario 64 and offered some really neat gravity play. Nice. The hub world is in space, and it was very well done on the starship, or not on the starship, but it was just a really great hub world when you're up in space with Rosalina. Apart from that blasted story mode, do you remember the story mode that you can kind of go into and listen to it, and it's from Rosalina? It's awful. I just wanted to tear my eyes and ears out, but other than that, I thought the game was great. The levels were amazingly crafted, and the music was finally fully orchestrated, which is what you're listening to now, which truly advanced the style and just the sound of Mario games. The controls with the Wii Remote were actually pretty good. I liked the controls with the Wii Remote. It actually worked out for me. It was a little weird getting used to the gravity. My fiance isn't the best at controlling Mario upside down. She's still getting used to it. But they're pretty good. Apart from having to shoot star bits at the screen every once in a while, which I wasn't a fan of, but that's okay. They need to do something with stars. Kind of makes sense. There's so many awesome enemies in this game. There's so much going on. There's prankster comments, which kept things really interesting and made you return to levels that you once actually already beat. But I thought that was cool to kind of re-return to them. And I thought the game was difficult enough. The 2007 release was incredible. It's actually one of the best 3D Mario games ever. It's not only that, but I think it's one of the best 3D games ever. And it's only number 5 on my list. That's how good these games are. So hard to choose. Wow, this game's phenomenal. I didn't think they could one-up it. Let's keep moving. Number 4, and oh my gosh, I hear the hate mail already. Number 4. That's right. Super Mario World for me is number 4. It could be your number 1, it could be a lot higher, it could be higher on my list, but there are some reasons, so hear me out. A few years ago, yes, only a few years ago, did I 100% this game for the very first time in my life. My friend had it growing up, and I played it all the time, but I was never all that good at it because I couldn't play it, and I was so young, so I just couldn't play it every day. I was really jealous of him for having it. And look at this. Like, just, oh god, it makes you smile. It's only number 4, but oh my god, it's such a good game. So why is it so good? Well, first of all, if you actually beat a level and you didn't get the secret exit still, there was a red dot there. The game let you know that there was more secrets, more stuff to find. I didn't know that growing up. So there was alternate exits, there was Star Road, there was words like tubular, Yoshi was in it, there was ghost houses, there was 96 exits. That is crazy long. Am I ruining it for you? No, it's on the box. Explore 9 worlds and 96 levels of non-stop action. It says right there. So it warned you right away. Look how many secrets there are. Here's the cartridge that just brings back so many memories. It's amazing. You can buy this for like $5 or $10 still. It's incredible. If you don't have this and played it, I don't know what you're waiting for. Obviously, I have it also on the compilation little cartridge on the Super Nintendo, which is much harder to pick up. But if you can, you might want to spend the extra money to get this one because it has everything on it. Oh my god, it's so awesome. So let's put that down over there. Sorry, I just had a little freak out. I didn't have any issues with the game's lack of power-ups. So this game didn't have as many when compared to Super Mario Bros. 3. That was fine with me. I realized that the simplicity of the game was actually not a hindrance, but it actually helped the game. I felt that the game could have been maybe a little bit longer. I know there's 96 exits, but they padded it, I think, a little bit. And I don't know. I really, really love Star Road and the special world. The special levels were incredible. They were fantastic. I just wish there could have been a bit more. Having a handful of levels before a castle just felt too short to me. But the bonus stages were awesome. The secrets everywhere were awesome. You could get extra lives all over the place. There was a 2-player game where you could play as Mario and Luigi and kind of take turns, give lives to each other. And just as the commercial said, trying to remember back to this game coming out, look at these awesome graphics. Oh my god. Not graphics, but just in the manual. Remember the commercial? A little bit weirder, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. Super Mario World is a tremendous game that you just can't stop smiling when you're playing it, when you hear the music, when you see someone else playing it, even the title screen. Everything about this game screams awesome Nintendo from way back when. And who is everyone's one of their favorite characters of all time? Yoshi. Yoshi's the man, or whatever you want to call it, it's a Yoshi. Look at the world. Looks so incredible. There's so much going on. The world map all connected. There is secret bridges. Look at the name, Soda Lake. They're just so cool and awesome. And of course, all the way at the end was an epic boss fight with Bowser. Some fantastic items. Look at that moon. 3-up moon. Yes, it's in New Super Mario Bros. Wii U as well. So much to remember with this game, but in conclusion, it has all of the Koopa kids in it. It has all of them. It's so cool. Brought them back, made it cool. Take a memo, take note. If you've never beat this game, go do it. Super Mario World, it's only number 4. How is it only number 4? It's freaking me out. Such a good game. But we need to move on. So let's move on. We're in my top 3, which is absolutely insane. Okay, next, number 3. How is this only number 3? Blasphemy! Oh my god! Now, keep in mind, it's already got 3 in the title. See? See? It's helping me. It's helping me. This is my favorite Mario side-scrolling game. Super Mario Bros. 3, revolutionary. Changed the Mario Kingdom, gave him so many more power-ups, so much more to do, great stuff going on, fantastic game. It's just, what more can be said? What more can be said about it? It's just, oh my god, it's a masterpiece. It's so good. So this game came out way back when, and again, it's my personal favorite side-scrolling Mario game. It's number 3, but, you know, take it easy. It's a masterpiece on the Super Nintendo, and it was a giant leap forward, I think, with the advancement of all the different power-ups. So it introduced an expansive world map. It introduced the Koopa Kids, which are all named after people from the music industry because Nintendo's localization team in America. Crazy. It even has quotes from these guys in here. We took 7 wands from the 7 kings. Each of us has 1. Our father has instructed us to protect the wands. That's why they have them. This game is just, it's one of the best. If you haven't played this game, what are you waiting for? I just don't understand it. I might as well show this beautiful cartridge that's bringing back some memories. Again, one of my friends had this game growing up, and I did not, and I'm so happy I got it later on. It's always kept in my Nintendo, my NES. All the time it's in there, especially here. Student houses, it always gets played. It has just so much. I think the 8-device diverse worlds, it's just because they were so long, and there was such great music that you're listening to now. There's absolutely fantastic controls. Look at those things. Look at them. Look at them right there. They're fantastic. Look at that. A button, B button, start, and control pad. Genius. Genius. When you have a game, and you have to have secrets in secrets, this is part of the reason why my friends and I are still talking about this game to this day. Grrr, you're pretty tricky. With all of those new moves, Mario will be difficult to beat. I better report this to our dad. Look at all the music. Brings you back. Tells you how to do all the moves. Tells you everything. I think it's just one of the treats in gaming. You just go back to this and you always get happy. Just smile. This is the first time I've met up with Mario. I'm studying his moves very carefully. If you've never pushed yourself through World 8, World 7 and 8 of this game, you owe it to yourself to do it. Do it with a friend. Haha, Mario and his friends must be getting very nervous now. I can hardly wait to meet up with them. All I can really say is man up, woman up, put on your Karibo shoe, put on 2 Karibo shoes, defeat Bowser, and warp whistle anyone? Practice World 7 and 8 if you really need to. This game is fantastic. Possibly my favorite side-scrolling game ever. Let's move on within the top 3. We're getting really to the cream of the crop here. We already are. We've already been here almost every game. They're so good. Number 2 on my list. Super Mario Galaxy 2. How do you one-up Mario Galaxy 1? This is how. This is it. Make it bigger. Make it longer. Add Yoshi. Add more power-ups. Incredible. I didn't think they could top it. I don't think anyone could think that they could top it. And they did. I think when I purchased this game, it was midsummer. I was living in school. It was during a school term. I played this game for almost a week straight. I still went to class, but as soon as I came home from class, I was playing it all the time. It's the most addictive Mario game I think I've ever played. It was so addictive. Spaceship Mario was really well done. I even got busy with schoolwork, and I went back, and after I got the first, spoiler alert, after I got the first 120 stars, I had to get all the green stars too. It somehow topped Super Mario Galaxy, and it went above and beyond what I thought Nintendo could actually put into a Mario game. The power-ups were used pretty sparingly, but they were used in the right situations, I think. And the addition of Yoshi a simple streamlined world map with Starship Mario, amazing levels, some of them were throwback, epic boss fights. This is one of my top 10 favorite games of all time, let alone number 2 on my favorite Mario games on the home console. This game just really looked, sounded, and controlled just the way I always wanted it to without knowing it. It's like Nintendo was in my head, in all of our heads. If you have not experienced Super Mario Galaxy 2, you have the biggest Mario adventure waiting for you ever for you to play. And I think you owe it to yourself, and you owe it to any other gamer to try and get this game and play it. It's just that good. Wow. Great. How is there a game that beats that? What are we missing? What are we missing from the list? There's one game left. I'm sure you know what it is. This is my personal choice for my number 1 favorite Mario game on a home console in the main series. Super Mario 64. This game, wow. Wow. How do you take Mario into 3D gaming? This is how you do it. Holy crap. It's just, I'm smiling. I'm just grinning from ear to ear. It was so good. Everything in the game was just so well done, so well thought out. It was a launch title? Are you kidding me, Nintendo? That really helped to put this at number 1. First 3D Mario game. They blew it out of the park. They hit it out of the park. It's the pinnacle of gaming, in my opinion. The perfect 3D platformer with a great combination of a hub world, 15 unique and amazing Mario levels, fully realized in 3D, which felt large and expansive. This game became progressively more difficult, starting with levels like Bob-omb Battlefield and Cool Cool Mountain. Then it moved to worlds like Lethal Lava Land and Shifting Sand Land. And then, at the end of the game, the level of difficulty picked way up with Tick-Tock Clock and Rainbow Road. The Bowser fights were amazing. And even when you consider all of that, what really makes this game set it apart, it had some very unique music to it. Like this one here. Jolly Roger Bay. Such a soothing song, incredible change to what I thought could be Mario. Oh no, I ruined my favorite game by dropping it. I think some of the levels were dastardly difficult, but it was all manageable once you got inside the world and got better with Mario and practiced and just played it. There was a haunting mood in Big Boo's Haunts. There was even a throwback level with Tiny Huge Island, which actually felt like a throwback to the Mario Bros. 3 game. You could grab Mario's face and play with it right away in 3D graphics. There was 4 save files. Your friends could play it. You could move Mario's head around. This game had it all. The controls were absolutely flawless. The castle acts like the perfect hub world. I don't think there's a better hub world in any game, ever. That's my personal opinion. There were so many secret stars that I just didn't really know about, and then I found them eventually, or someone told me about one of them. It was a challenge. I beat this game at least once a year, and I continually play it in small spurts whenever I need a Mario fix. It's always plugged into one of my Nintendo 64s that I have hooked up to a TV. There was a cannon shot. You could shoot Mario out of a cannon. That's amazing. I think your first playthrough, this game would probably take you roughly 20 hours. Maybe that's short, maybe that's long. Once you get good at it and you start speedrunning it though, you picture it just like a normal Mario 2D platformer. You know the perfect routes to take. And my friends can actually beat this game in 3 hours or less. My fastest time is probably 4.5 hours. And I just don't have it in me to practice as much as they do, but every time I play it, I smile. I have fun playing with it. It's one of the major reasons why I became a Nintendo fanboy. There weren't that many power-ups, but the power-ups were perfect for the world. The music was ideal, it was amazing. This game pretty much defined or helped define why 3D gaming worked and became possible. It's my #1 Mario game on a home console, and it's my favorite Mario game, possibly ever. And it might be yours too. So this is just my list. There are so many Mario games. I'm going to do other Mario top 10s later on, but I wanted to kind of keep this list small. There you have it. Those are my personal top 10 favorite home console main Mario games. But maybe Super Mario 64 isn't your #1. Feel free to leave a comment below the video listing your favorite games, maybe your top 10, maybe your top 3, or maybe just your top 1. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter. The link is in the description down below. Feel free to go to my channel and click the subscribe button. Keep in mind, though, this list is going to change in the future. There's going to be more Mario games coming out on the home console. I'm sure Wii U will see another one, Mario Universe. We don't know. We'll see. So stay tuned for maybe an updated video of this, which will come eventually. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.